right, welcome. Hello, friends. We are going to have an interesting day today. The microphone battery died, and I don't have a replacement for the right one. So we're going to have a little bit more background noise than usual, and probably not going to be able to hear me as well. But that's okay. We can improvise, and we are resilient, and we will have fun regardless. So today our theme is we're back to the elements, and we're going to talk about water today. So the couple of things I think about with water are fluidity, how we are able to move gracefully and with ease. How powerful water is, even though it takes the shape of the container it's in, so it's able to move a bit. Tsunamis, cyclones, hurricanes, super powerful water that way, or something like the way a small trickle can erode the earth, rocks, the Grand Canyon. So super powerful, but fluid. And then the other is the balance between too much water and not enough water. So we're going to do some balancing our practice today. We'll go between some sun salutations, some moon salutation to find a balance that way. And then also moving fluidly and gracefully. So I will try and talk a little bit louder. There is hammering going on in the background, and everybody's got to cut the grass. So we're just going to tune in and turn off distractions on the outside and go from there. So let's start by finding a comfortable seated position. So I'm just going to sit up on a block and not move very far from the screen so you can hear a little better maybe. Just back this up a little bit. And I might get cut off more just so I can be a little bit closer to the screen. But that's okay. You can listen and move how your body tells you to move also is always an option. So let's go into a moment of checking in with the body. So finding that comfortable seated position. And if you'd like, you can close your eyes. Otherwise, finding a comfortable place to rest your eyes. Give your eyelids a break. We do a lot of work during the day. And let's just come into noticing how the body feels today. One of the other things we're going to look at is, so we talked about the balance between too much water, not enough water. The other thing I want to talk about is balancing the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. And if we're in too much of one, the other one is off balance. So we want to get both of them strong, both in balance. So I might give you a couple of things to practice with at home or on your own. And we'll look at that. Sorry, got a little distracted. Okay, so done the body scan. Body feels great. Where it doesn't feel great, let's send a little breath to those spots. Maybe your shoulders or your hips, your back, your knees, something if it's not feeling right. Let's breathe into that area. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, let's come into a little bit of movement here. So we're going to start with some cat and cows and paying attention to that fluidness of the spine. So again, sitting in that comfortable position. And if you're always welcome to sit in a chair. If you're on the floor and you can sit cross-legged, bring the hands in front of the knees. If your legs are out straight, let's bring the hands under the thighs. So we'll start with an exhale. We're going to round back, drop the chin. On the inhale, round forward, looking up. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, bring it back. A couple more times on your own, moving with your own breath. Feel that movement. Excellent. And then come back to center. All right, so let's come into our laterals with the spine. So again, you can do this in a chair by holding onto the side as you go over. I have blocks, and if you don't have them, that's okay. You don't have to. You can use the floor, but I find when I use blocks, I'm sitting up a little bit taller. All right, so I'm going to start with my left hand on the block. You can do the same as me or mirror, whichever is more comfortable. So I'm going to inhale this first side up. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, second side. Exhale, bring it back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time, each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. All right, so now we're going to add a little bit more breath on this. So we're going to go inhale. First side comes up. On the exhale, we're going to go over towards the other side, just as far as is comfortable. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, release. Inhale, second side. Exhale, over towards the other side. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Let's do that 2 more times, each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, last side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. All right. So now we're going to add more movement to that with a longer breath. So first side, inhale all the way as far as is comfortable. Exhale, bring it all the way back. Second side, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Again, inhale. And exhale. Last time, last side. Inhale. And exhale. And all set with that. Awesome. All right, so let's come back to symmetrical before we do our twist. So we're going to exhale back to our cat. Inhale, rounding up, looking up. Exhale back. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Back to center, and then let's come into our twist. So finding that nice tall posture again. Inhale, lift. On the exhale, turning towards the left for me or the right for you if you're mirroring. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, second side. So it doesn't matter which way you go first as long as you do both sides equally. Inhale, center. Exhale, first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, center. One more time each side. Last time, last side. Inhale, back to center. And one more time for symmetrical. Exhale, back. Inhale, rounding up, looking up. Exhale, back. And then back to center. Beautiful. All right, so let's come up into our, up onto our hands and knees. All right, so let's do that series that we just did on our hands and knees, or sorry, seated, we're gonna do on our hands and knees. So we'll start with our cat and cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And one more time each direction. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Back to a neutral spine. Now we're going to come into our lateral. So that is going to be our side body. So we'll start with the left hand where it is. And then we're going to bring the right hand over next to it, in front of it, past, wherever that feels okay. And then turning and looking at that left foot. And you can always adjust. If you didn't like where that hand was, you can move it. The knees are too close, you can bring them out wider. Always welcome to adjust anything. All right, so let's do 3 breaths here. We're going to inhale from the fingertips to the toes, exhale from the toes to the fingertips. Here we go. Inhale, right fingertips, all the way down that right side body, out the right toes. On the exhale from the right toes, all the way up that right side body and out the right fingers. Second time, inhale from the right fingers, all the way down that right side body. Sorry, I just realized you can't hear me if I'm talking the other direction. And then out the right toes. Exhale from the right toes all the way up that right side body and out the right fingers. And one more time. Inhale from those right fingertips all the way down that right side body, out the right toes. Exhale from the right toes all the way up that right side body, out the right fingers. Beautiful. Walk that right hand back. And then let's go to the other side. So we'll bring this left hand over next to, in front of, past, wherever that feels okay. And then turning and looking at that right foot. And let's do 3 breaths on this side. And again, you can move those hands wherever it feels right for you. And here we go. Left fingertips to left toes. Inhale. And the left fingers all the way down that left side body, out the left toes. Exhale from the left toes all the way up that left side body and out the left fingers. Again, inhale, left fingers all the way down that left side body, out the left toes. Exhale, left toes all the way up that left side body and out the left fingers. Last time. Inhale, left fingers all the way down that left side body and out those left toes. Exhale, left toes all the way up that left side body and out those left fingers. Excellent. Walk that left hand back. Let's find that symmetrical, dynamic, fluid spine here. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Excellent. All right, so let's come into an open twist with our last movements of the spine. So that is going to be our gate pose, and we'll do it both levels, low and high. So for our low gate pose, we're going to bring this right leg out to the side. Left hand stays where it is, and then we're going to bring this right arm up towards the ceiling. You can look up at that right thumb or down at the left thumb. You can't see either of my hands. That's okay. Or anywhere in between, whatever feels right for your neck. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring this right hand back down, tuck that right knee under, and then going to the other side, send that left foot out. And then we're going to lift this left arm up towards the ceiling. Again, looking down at that right thumb, up at that left thumb, or anywhere in between. Excellent. And then let's bring that left hand down, tuck that left knee under. And then we're going to come up to our high kneel. All right. You may or may not have a block handy. If you don't worry. You don't actually need it, but sometimes it's nice to have as a, when you're switching legs for balance. All right, I'm gonna come this way. I'll see how this works. All right, so left leg comes out first. Left hand can be on that left hip or down that left leg. We're gonna inhale this right arm up. On the exhale, bring it over towards that left foot. So my hand moved down the leg. I don't want you putting pressure on that knee. You leave it up at the hip, wherever that feels comfortable, but just not pushing on the knee. And then maybe, if comfortable, looking up under that arm, under the right arm. And then let's inhale up, exhale, release. And this is where you use the block. Tuck the knee, switch sides. Right leg comes out, and then you've got right hand on that right hip or down that right leg. Inhale, this left arm up. On the exhale, bringing it over towards that right foot. And then when you're ready, inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. And then let's tuck that right knee under. And then we want to come back to symmetrical with the spine. So we're just going to come down for a moment for cat and cow. So let's start with our exhale cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. Inhale cow. Beautiful. And then back to center. So from here, let's come into our downward facing dog. So you're going to curl the toes under. On the inhale, push in with the hands, lift the hips. And then I like to bring my feet out a little bit wider. You can bring them in next to each other or out as wide as your mat, whatever feels right for you. Sorry. Don't know if you can hear me. And then push in with the hands. If you want to, you can walk your dog, bend one knee, extend the opposite heel. And then moving towards straightening the legs. They don't have to be all the way straight. Push in with the hand, extend the torso. And when you're ready, look up at the hands and walk the feet up, or walk the hands back to the feet. And let's take a moment here in this forward fold. You can bring the feet in closer if they're out far. You can bring them out further if they're in close. Either way. And just take a moment. Let the head be heavy. You can bend the knees. Belly resting on the thighs. And then when you're ready to come out, we're going to bring the arms out to the sides. Push in with the feet, bend the knees. Inhale all the way up, palms together. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. Excellent. All right, so let's come in. We're going to do a couple of half sun salutations before we come to a full sun salutation. So finding your feet maybe hip width distance apart, maybe a little closer, maybe a little further. Again, finding what works for your balance for you today. And then we're going to bring the hands together at the heart. Inhale, hands come down, arms come up. On the exhale, arms out to the side, hinge at the hips, forward fold. We're going to inhale, halfway lift, hands come to the front of the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, arms out to the side, push in with the feet, arms come all the way up, palms together, exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, arms out, all the way up, palms together, exhale, hands to heart. And 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, arms out to the side, push in with your feet, all the way up, palms together, exhale, hands to heart. Excellent. All right, so we want to come into a sun salutation. So we're going to, we'll start with the standing up one. And then come into a moon salutation. So let's see, which way do I want to go? I'm going to go this way, and hopefully you can hear me. No, I think that's too close to the window. I'm going to switch this way. We'll try this. All right. So start with the hands at the heart, up at the top of the mat. Feet are comfortably either hip width distance, closer, further, whatever works for you. On the inhale, hands come down, arms come up. I'm going to come over just a little bit. Exhale, arms out to the side, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down to the mat. We're going to step both feet back and come into a plank. And then knees come down to the ground, upward facing dog. Flip the toes, downward facing dog. And then looking up at the hands, we're going to step the feet back up to the top of the mat. Bend the knees, arms out to the side, coming all the way up. Palms together, exhale, hands to heart. Excellent. Okay, let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, arms out to the side, push in with the feet all the way up, palms together, exhale, hands to heart. Oh wait, I missed something there. We went just the half part. Okay, we'll go back. We'll start that one over again. Okay, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down to the mat. Step the feet all the way back. Come into plank. There we go. Down to the knees or the tops of the feet, upward facing dog. Flip the toes, hips come up, downward facing dog. Step the feet up to the top of the mat. Arms out to the side, coming all the way up, palms together, exhale, hands to heart. Excellent. All right, let's do 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands down to the mat. Step the feet back. Plank. And then come down to the knees or the tops of the feet, upward facing dog. Flip the toes, hips come up, downward facing dog. Look up to the top of the mat, step the feet forward. Bend the knees, arms out to the side, inhale. All the way up, palms together, exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. So that is our heating part. The cooling part is our half moon salutation. So let's start with the half moon, which is our side to side. So feet can be hip width distance apart again. I'm going to come back a little bit so you can see my arms a little better. I'll try and talk a little louder and towards the microphone. All right, so inhale, arms come up, and we have this circle that we're holding up here. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring it over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Let's go both sides again, 2 more times. Exhale, first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, center. 1 more time, each side. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale, center. And then if comfortable, you can do a little bit of a back bend, looking up towards the ceiling. Inhale, center. Exhale, and release. Beautiful. Okay, so from here, let's come into our horse or goddess pose. So your feet are nice and wide on the mat. We're going to bend the knees, arms come out into cactus arms, and then bend the wrists. On the inhale, we're going to come up to star pose. And then exhale back down to horse or goddess. Or a goddess riding a horse, how about that? Inhale, coming up. Exhale down. Beautiful, 1 more. And then we're going to bring the arms down to the sides, turn that front foot forward, and then we're going to come into a triangle pose. So extending forward with that left arm, tick-tock the arms, and you don't have to come down very far. That arm comes up, and then we're going to bring this right arm down. We're going to come into a lunge. So flip the back foot. You can come down to that knee or stay up into a high lunge. Or actually, this is more like a medium lunge. And then from here, we're going to come towards the center, and I'm going to bring my feet in a little bit to come into our low squat or garland pose, Malasana. And then we're going to flip the direction, but you're not going to be able to hear me if I'm talking towards that back way. So I'm going to come up and bring my right foot forward. So if you did your right foot forward first, then switch to the left, just so we're even. It doesn't matter if we're not on the same side. Okay, so we're on a medium lunge here. And then we're going to come into our triangle pose from here. So heel comes down, left arm comes up, and then straighten that front knee. Grabbing that invisible rope. And then drop the hands. And then let's come into goddess and horse again. So feet are pointed out at an angle. We're going to bend the knees, bend at the elbows, bend at the wrists. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then we'll drop out of that and come back to our moon. All right. So I'll come back again, see if you can see me a little better. So we have our nice round ball of light, our little moon here. We're going to inhale, bring it up. And then we'll go exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Left or first side. Inhale center. Exhale second side. Inhale, center. Last time to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. And then let's come back, if comfortable, to a back bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, and release. And that is our moon salutation, or a version of it. So another thing to think about is how the moon affects the tides and the water. All right, from here, let's come into we'll do some warrior ones next. All right, so this is, we'll start with just the knee to get that fluidity in the joint. Let's start with the right foot. So we're going to turn the left foot out and step this right foot forward. And you can have your hands on your hips or down at your side. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Beautiful. And then next time you bend that knee, push off and step it back. All right, other side, turn that right foot out, step that left foot forward. We'll take an inhale here. On the exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Excellent. And then next time you bend that knee, push off and step it back. All right, so let's add the arms for our warrior one. And I'm going to come this way. All right, turn that left foot out, step that right foot forward. Step back a little bit. Okay. As always, if you don't land where you like, you can always move. All right, so let's do arms out in front. So fingertips are touching, arms are in front. We're going to inhale, open the arms and bend the knee. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, and then we're going to drop the arms and bend the knee, push up, and step back. All right, other side. Turn that right foot out, step that left foot forward. Arms come out in front. We're going to inhale, open the arms, bend the knee. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Drop the arms, bend that knee, push up, and step it back. All right, so let's come into some of our warrior two. And this time we're going to start with our left foot forward first. So I'm going to go this way this time. So step that left foot forward. Back foot's at 90 degrees. I'm going to bend that front knee over that front ankle. Arms come out to the side. Opening gazes over those left fingers. And let's pause here and find our comfortable warrior two. Softening the shoulders, extending the fingers. And find the breath. Beautiful. And then let's move through a couple of times here. So we'll start with side angle pose. Left forearm comes to that left thigh. Right arm can come up towards the ceiling, or if you'd like, you can start with that right hand on that right hip. Send that right shoulder back. And then if you want, bring that right arm up or overhead. Wherever that feels comfortable for you today. And then when you're ready, we're going to windmill around to peaceful warrior. And then side angle pose. Peaceful warrior. And one more time through. Peaceful warrior. And then we'll come back to our warrior two. Drop the arms and step the feet back together. Awesome. All right, let's go to the other side. I'll be able to hear me better on this side. All right foot forward, back foot's at 90 degrees. Bending that front knee over that front ankle. Hands at the heart, arms open to the side. Step forward a little. Okay, so let's start with softening the shoulders. Gazes over those right fingers. And let's go side angle pose first. Right forearm, right thigh. Left hand can be up, or you can start with that hand on that hip, send that shoulder back. And then if you want, bring that arm up or overhead. And then let's windmill around to peaceful warrior. Back to side angle pose. Peaceful warrior. And one more time through side angle pose. And peaceful warrior. Back to warrior two. Soften the shoulders, release the arms, and step the feet back together. Excellent. All right, so we're talking about balance here. So let's find a little balance in our practice today. So let's start with moving balance. So we're going to come up into, well, let's start with our mountain / Samastiti pose. So you can start with your big toes touching, heels are a little bit apart. I'm going to bring my palms facing forward. They can face each other, but I feel a little bit more space in this thoracic rib cage when my. Take a couple breaths here. If you want, you can have your feet hip width or wider. And then when you're ready, coming back. Okay, so that's a good reset, keeping the natural curves in the spine. So let's do our palm tree pose. So we're going to come up on the toes and bring the arms up. On the inhale, exhale, bring it back. Inhale, coming up. Oops. Exhale, back. Inhale. Exhale. Sometimes balance is super easy and sometimes it's not. And it changes every day, sometimes hour to hour, and that's okay. That's why we practice. Excellent. All right, one more. All right, so that one's not the easiest for me, but maybe that one's cakewalk for you. The next one we're going to do is our flying crane / Karate Kid. So the arms, I like my arms out, but you can bring them forward if you like. So arms come out, one knee comes up, exhale down. Inhale, other side, exhale down. And just switching back and forth between the legs, or if you prefer, work on one side and do the other side evenly. Excellent. And one more time each side. Beautiful. All right, so let's hit our tree pose here. Trees, of course, need water, right? They need earth, they need water, they need sun, they need space. All of the elements are needed for our tree pose, but let's think about the nourishment of water in our tree pose. All right. So I'm going to start with, we're just going to do what I would call our level 1 tree pose. So you can step up to level 1, or if you are more advanced and you want to come into level 2 or 3 with your tree pose, that's wonderful. And we'll get to how wonderful in a moment after we do our tree pose. That'll be our special treat. All right, so right foot into the mat or on the floor, left, let's see, left heel above the right ankle. I'm looking at the screen getting confused. All right, hands at the heart or on the hips. And this can be your pose for today. And just feel that refreshment of water. If you'd like, you can grow your branches. Or bring that foot up. Arms can be way up. Whatever your tree looks like today, maybe you have a favorite tree that you would like to emulate or think about while you're in this tree pose. Keeping this hip nice and strong. I was kind of falling into it a little bit, so keep that hip nice and strong. The other one is open as far as comfortable. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to come out nice and gracefully, feeling that fluidness in the joints and the body. If you want, you can shake the legs out. And then let's come to the other side. So this left foot comes into the mat or the floor, right heel above that left ankle. Hands can be on the hips or the heart. And then when you're ready, you can grow your branches or keep them where they are. Keep this hip nice and strong. We don't want to be falling into it. This hip is open comfortably. If your branches want to grow, you can bring them up or bring them out. Whatever feels good for you today. Keep the breath going and feeling that cool refreshment, that water coming up from the roots or the rain coming down from the sky. Beautiful, wonderful. How wonderful. All right, so we'll release that. Shake the legs out. So we have I was talking about the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous systems and how they work together. They're kind of one up, but they both need to be strong. And so when we do a typical yoga class, we go through moving up and then moving down. And that's always helpful for those two systems to work together. These days, people might be more in the sympathetic nervous system, fight, flight, instead of parasympathetic, which is rest, digest, and repair. So as the body breaks down, we need to repair it. And if we're not calm, then we can't do that. We're not resting, and our digestive system gets all messed up. So one of the things, and I'm going to come down and sit for this because it's kind of like a story. All right, so if you would like to come down into a squat while I'm talking about this and then come down to the floor whenever you're ready, go ahead and do that. So my teacher's teacher taught her the phrase havu, which means how wonderful. So if somebody cuts you off, havu, how wonderful. People are too close to you in the grocery store, havu, how wonderful. So it's a way of releasing a stress that you can't do anything about. So how wonderful, letting it go. But there's also a component of that where we're going to use the ha. As we inhale, just think the word ha. On the exhale, you're going to make the sound vu. And we're going to go, so vu, that's about my normal level of that word. We're going to try and bring it down lower. And what that does is the vibration is stimulating into that vagus nerve. So I think I might do a whole class with just that. So let's practice that a couple times. So that vibration in the throat is traveling up and balancing that vagus nerve. So inhale ha, exhale vu. As long as you're vu, a couple of times a day, probably not past dinner time. When you start a new element into your practice, sometimes that can be heating for the body, and then that might affect our ability to fall asleep. So definitely in the morning, do it before you eat, something like that. But try it a couple times and notice how that feels. And you may be like, nope, not going to work for me, but can't hurt to try for a little bit, right? All right, so let's do that one more time. Inhale, thinking ha, exhale, vu. How wonderful, ha vu. Excellent. All right, so let's come into some twists. So that water element, just wring it out, right? We went from it being too cold in our little studio out here to being too hot. So I feel like a little twisting to squeeze out that extra humidity might not be the worst thing. All right, so let's start with both legs straight out. All right. And then we're going to bend this right knee, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale this left arm up. Exhale, bring it on the outside of that right knee or vice versa, keeping that opposite leg active. This other hand comes behind and growing the spine like that. Inhale again. Exhale, turning and looking towards that back shoulder. Take a breath or two here. And then let's come back to center and switch legs. I have my right leg extended, left knee bent. If you did that, then switch to the other side. Inhale, second arm up, exhale on the outside or around front if that's more comfortable. Other hand comes behind the spine, push into the earth, lifting up. Inhale here, exhale, turning and looking towards that back shoulder. Take another breath or two here. And then coming back to center. Beautiful. All right, let's bring the soles of the feet together. And I'm just going to move back here so you can see. So the soles of the feet are together and my knees are out and my feet are out pretty far. So you don't have to bring them in close. Resting the elbows on the knees, hands somewhere on the legs, wherever they reach. And we're going to inhale, lift the spine, exhale, folding forward, just going as far as is comfortable. Inhale, pushing into the feet to come back up. Hands come under the knees, soles of the feet to the floor. Wrap the arms around the knees, drop the chin, and rock side to side. Excellent. And then release. So I'm going to give you one more of those vagus nerve, parasympathetic resets. And I'm going to turn around and have my head closer to the screen so you can hear me. see, this is about where I'm gonna have to be. Okay, so we're gonna lay down all the way on our back. And then we're gonna bring the fingers, interlace them together. And then we're gonna bring them under the back of the head, right on that occipital ridge. So that little bony bump right there. And then if you want, you can extend the legs all the way out if that's comfortable. If that's not comfortable on your back, you can bend the knees, soles of the feet into the floor. And what we're gonna do is just release, relax, and we're gonna look over towards the right. So my gaze is just about here. And we're gonna do that for about 30 seconds. So we may not do it this whole time, but just as a demonstration for today. And just your regular breath. You don't have to think about anything. You're just gazing over towards the right. And then after 30 seconds, I don't have my stopwatch, so I'm not counting. Then just bring the head doesn't move, so just bring the eyes back to center and then close them for a moment to reset. And then we're gonna look over towards the left. So I'm looking not all the way over there, but kind of about there. And it may be different for you, and that's fine. And again, you can time it or you can count it 30 seconds to the left. And I think you can go left first and then right if you're more comfortable doing that. I just naturally went to the right first, but you might go left first and that's fine. Just your regular breath. And then when you're ready, after that 30 seconds or so, bringing your gaze back to center, close the eyes, and just breathe normally. All right, from here, let's do our counter poses, and then we'll be all set. So let's bring both knees up into the chest, hands on the knees. And we'll do a couple of Apanasana here. Exhale, knees come in. Inhale, release. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, release. Beautiful. And then bring feet down to the mat. Extend both legs all the way straight out. And zip the legs up together. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, arms back down by your sides. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, arms down by your sides. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Arms down by your sides. Arms come a little bit away from the body. On the inhale, we're going to lift the thumb up towards the ceiling, rolling over the pinky, and then the palm faces up. Exhale, reverse that motion and bring the palm back to the floor. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Anything else that you need to get any last little wiggle out? Maybe lift the shoulders up and tuck the shoulder blades under. Palms can face up or down, whatever feels good for you. You can release the legs and the feet away from each other. A blanket under your head or a blanket over you if you're going to cool down. I'm going to sit up and come in a little closer so you can hear me better for our relaxation pose. And do a full body relaxation, walking down the body, relaxing each part as we go. Starting with the feet, relax the toes, the soles of the feet, and the heels. Release the ankles. Relax the calves and shins. Release the knees. Relax the top of the thighs and the back of the thighs. Let the pelvis be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the abdomen. Release the rib cage and let go of breath. Let the shoulders be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the upper arms, elbows, and lower arms. Release the wrists. Relax the hands, fingers, and palms. Relax the throat and the back of the neck. Release the jaw. Let the tongue be heavy and fall away from the roof of the mouth. Let the eyes be heavy and fall to the back of the head. Smooth the forehead and face. Let any last thoughts seep out the top of the crown of the head. Let the earth's gravity hold you. Let the air around you breathe you. Take the next few moments and just be. You are welcome to stay in your relaxation pose as long as you need. But when you're ready, coming back into awareness, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, roll your head side to side. With an inhale, and when you're ready, rolling over onto your right or left side. Take a pause here and just notice how relaxed you're feeling. Reset. And when you're ready, with an inhale, using your upper arm to push up to a comfortable seated position. And to send you on your way, I'm going to give you our water mudra for today. So it's the thumb and the pinky come together, and then we extend the other 3 fingers out. Doesn't want to stay there. Okay. And then you can rest that on your lap. Can't really see mine either. All right. This is the Jala Mudra, gesture of water. The core quality is the fluidity of water. Bathed in water's soothing stream, I savor life's sweetness more completely. This is especially helpful for instilling fluidity and flexibility in both the mind and the body, lubricating the joints, supporting the health of the urinary, reproductive, digestive, and eliminatory systems. So there you go. That's your mudra. Let's do a sun breath number 1 for our sending off for today. So hands start on the lap. We're going to inhale, hands float up. Exhale, hands float back down. 3 times. Ready? Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. And one last time, inhale. And exhale. Wonderful, beautiful. Thank you, Havu. Namaste. Off you go and have a beautiful, wonderful day. Thank you so much. Take care.